Hello, this is Tim. We are back right where we started, trying to open an Ascalon chest. Ascon. If anybody can teach me how to say that, that'd be awesome. But no. So we can't open that. And I was just talking about builds, and there are tons. I mean tons of different builds you can do. Oh wow, sorry, yawning there, guys. Probably should get a nice drink after this. I'll boost my my awakeness up, I guess. Don't really know how to say that. So as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have like these 9 different things I can pump different sets into, which can give me a different character. And that could be very. So I mean, the amount of builds that could be. Sorry, my tongue's tied right now. The amount of builds that could be astronomical. I mean, I can't even count how many different builds there would be, depending on what characters and if you can dual class, what characters you dual class with. I mean, that is just amazing. What is this? I don't know, but so just with my warrior alone, I'll see how many builds I'll have. So all my warrior stuff is strength, axe mastery, hammer mastery, swordsmanship, and tactics. So that's 5. So I'm pretty sure each class gets 5. We're going to say that. Each class gets 5. So we don't get the storage of magic. So each class gets 5. There are eventually 10 classes in this game. So that's 50 different builds if you have a selective character. And then you can dual class. But, wow, doing a lot of maths here. Then the dual classing, you can only access 4. So that's 40. So 90 different builds. That's almost as much as whoa, I'm lagging a bit there. That's almost as much as Rift, but Rift is a little different to it's actually quite different to Guild Wars. So and I feel like it shows a little more in Rift. Like, it really is quite a big difference. In here, you can. The one thing that's nice about Rift, not Rift, Guild Wars, is that you can keep rebuilding your character. So maybe if I don't like my hammer mastery, I can just go out and I can go into his sword. I can become a sword master. So I can try a lot of those builds. So I can try 18 different builds or so. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 9 times. Actually, the possibilities are endless, because you don't have to keep into 2. You can go through all of these. So there's over 90, but I think, and you can put a little bit in each. There's a lot of different builds here, a lot of different ways you can make your character better. You can make your character worse, and it makes it so that you can't round your character completely. So he's like smooth in everything, because then he's not really gonna excel that much. So I think that's a really cool aspect as well, and I think you guys will agree with me that's a cool aspect. But now mainly I'm going to be talking about what I'm doing. So what I like to do is I like to use these 2 spells, which is Flare and Lightning Javelin. This Firestorm I don't tend to use because it's I only use it if there's a cluster of people, because it takes a lot of energy, as it's called. I think it's called energy. Well, it is mana, I suppose. I can't remember what it's called. But it requires a lot of mana. And for some reason, as a warrior, as your first class, your mana does not increase. So it takes halfway of my mana for just that one spell. Then I tend to use this Hammer Bash, which will either cause blowback or things to fall down. Whoa. So I've got to use Healing Signet here, because for some reason my healer was having a little bit of a brain fart and decided to not do anything. So I had to quickly realize that I needed some. As you see, he fell down there because of the Hammer Bash. Now, as you've probably noticed, I haven't really been using my sword. And the reason for that is because my sword is actually not very good. Swords do look cool, but against rock they tend to reflect, and against charr armor they tend to reflect as well. So when I probably get back in, I'll actually probably get rid of all my sword spells. But right now I don't have too many hammer spells because honestly I couldn't actually find any. So I'm going to take pretty much everything out of my hammer mastery. Not out of my hammer mastery, out of my sword mastery, and put it into my hammer mastery. Because having one spell in something that's your most effective is usually not that good of a strategy and will probably get me killed. So the one thing that's quite annoying about a hammer is that this is pretty much for all MMORPGs, is that hammers and blunt objects like this tend to cause knocking and stunning effects, and although those are quite good against mages and stuff like that, they can get quite annoying, I find. So as you saw, that's actually the most gold I got. I just got 22 gold, and I've never got that much gold before. So I have to go all the way there. So this is quite a long quest to go to. I really hope I don't die, because if you die, you don't go to like a spirit walk, or you don't have to go find your body. You actually do quite a harsh thing, and it's you actually just spawn back where the last outpost you were. And the last outpost I was at, I should probably actually focus on killing these things. So I'll just send my guy in here. The last outpost I was at was here. This was the last outpost I was at. So I went all the way to here. And if I got to this final place and died, I would have to start all the way over. And it's not like all the monsters are dead. No, they're all back. They're all respawned back. And sometimes this game does feel like a solo game. And I've been pretty much showing the solo aspect of this game, except these henchmen. But what I should have been doing is actually going into guild stuff, doing guild things. And I just realized the best way to sort of show this game and make an analogy to this game is Dragon Age. Dragon Age is an awesome game, and this is similar to that, similar style to that, except with a little more online capabilities. Because I can make my guild, I can ask my guild to come help me. Here, I'll chat to my guild right now. Actually, I'll show you who's on my guild at the moment. G's guild. And this is really cool, and I really need to show you that. It's Guild Hall. So, I'll see who's on at the moment. So, I've only got 4 players on at the moment out of 31. And, but the Guild Hall, I'll show you in one of my near videos. Because Guild Hall is like a special thing that is made for your guild, of course. And it's only, you can only access it when you're in a guild and you're in that guild. So, and they can have some really cool stuff in these guild halls, and you can have private merchants, and you can actually get favor with these merchants sometimes, I think, is what I've gathered from people selling me. So as you can see, these are doing a lot of damage, and my healer is really helping me. And I don't understand why they're doing this much damage. And after this, I will definitely go into my my elementalist necromancer. But I have to complete this quest first, because there's no point in stopping midway through doing a quest, or else again I will have to start all the way over, which I suppose can get really annoying, because it really makes it so that you have to keep playing and you have to make sure that you get to a certain part, then go back to the where you were in order to, well, in order for it to work, in order for you to get the quest. So it can take some time, and this is not a game, and it's not a game where you really have to spend hours playing it to get anywhere. I mean, you can really pick up and play this game, but the one thing I find is that I mean, the advanced characters do have a lot to play with, because they'll know what the best builds are for them and what they're against. But it does take a little time to get somewhere. Like if you have a long quest like I'm doing, where I have to walk a massive place, I can't stop midway through and be like, oh, I'll just finish this in so much time or something, because then I have to restart. And you can't just wait around, because then you actually just, then the game just sort of respawns all the characters. And if you have a bunch of henchmen, that's fine, because they should be able to fend for themselves depending on how many people you're fighting, and depending on what level your henchmen are. So level of your henchmen is actually quite important. See this MO6 and W6 and E6? That means elementalist level 6, warrior level 6, and monk level 6. And I'm not sure if they're always going to be your level, the henchmen. But if you're at level like 2 or 3 and you get some henchmen, it's pretty useless. Those henchmen are going to do nothing. They're gonna die, and that's it. So they don't have the smartness, I should say. That of course they don't have the smartness that like a normal human has, but now at level 6, the AIs are actually very bright, and they will run away. As you saw, a healer will run away from something that's hitting them, rather than other games where they just sit there and they just like take all the damage, like, yeah, I'm a boss, and then you turn around for a second and you find out all your guys are dead. That doesn't happen in this game. If your guys are dead, most likely you're almost dead as well, because they are practically as smart as a normal human. I mean, that's what I love about this game, and the AI is just so smart. And the one thing that's nice is that the enemy AIs don't actually ever go for you. They'll go for the person that's doing like a lot of damage, like the mage. They won't just be like, oh, this is the human player, kill the human player, because then all the henchmen go away. Oh, that's another point. The henchmen actually don't go away. If you die, your henchman can res you. Yes, I've got ability points now. That's always good to have ability points. So I'll also do more damage with my hammer if I pump hammer mastery, which is exactly what I'm going to do. And as you can see, it requires me to use 4 attribute points to make 1 hammer mastery point now. So it does take a lot to make a hammer mastery point now. So it does increase, so you can't just level it up really quickly so you have an ultimate hammer at like level 7, I guess. So that doesn't just happen. Yeah, you'd be like level 5 if they just gave you, if you gave you 5 points every time. Like the top level was 20. I don't think the top level is 20 actually. I'm pretty sure it's actually 97 is the amount of attribute points you can put into a certain attribute, which I think is quite cool. So I just supposedly completed a quest. Find the charr fires along the southeast. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. This is fires in the north bit. So it's somewhere around here. And I'm sorry guys, I will get a Red Bull straight after this so that I can stay awake for the next few videos. So I'm now going to head all the way back. So I wish I like map travel, but I mean there's not map travel right now until Pick and Square. Wait, was that where I was? Oh yes, I was in Pick and Square. So yeah, if I would have died, I would have spawned all the way back here, not there. There. Yeah, so I can just travel back to here, which is awesome. And now I can end this video.